So there's two ways to get into CarPlay mode. You could do things like listen to the radio and it'll switch over to CarPlay mode automatically like this. What's up guys, it's Eric from B-Side. Today we're going to be doing installation of CarPlay Android Auto to the Toyota Camry. I realized we didn't make a video for the Toyota Camry yet, so it's going to be a really quick and easy one. And let me show you exactly how it's done. Alright guys, we're inside the vehicle now. It's pretty easy. All these needs to be removed, but comes off very easily. So let's first go ahead and just remove the shift knob, push that down, turn this counterclockwise, and let's set this aside, safe location. All right, and we're gonna start removing it from here. You can use a panel removal tool and put it under here and pop it off, but if you have some finger power, you could go ahead and just grab it and just pull it up just like I did right now. Alright, there's going to be two connectors. Press down on the release tab and then pull out. I'm doing this with one hand. It's easier with two hands. Just two Phillips screws, 1 and 2. We're going to remove that. And after we remove that, we'll be able to pop this out. So all this from here is going to come out. Got another one over here. All right, and then we're just going to pull this piece up, okay? Just like this. Okay, once all these clips are released, we're going to pull this up, and before we pull this up, this shift has to come down. Before we do that, make sure your e-brake is engaged. All right, e-brake engaged so your car doesn't roll, and then you can put your vehicle, press the start button, you can press the power button twice, and then go to ignition mode and then push it down. And while you're holding it down here, you can remove it just like that. All right, and then we're going to place this back to park and turn the vehicle off. And we're going to remove the connectors under this and set it aside. And always remember to press down on the release tab, not the wires. Okay, very important. You do not want to damage the wires, and you will end up damaging them if you pull on the wires and not on the release tab in the connectors. Alright, so once that is out, we have this big open space here. Gonna use the Phillips screwdrivers and remove this pocket now. And there's one right here, and then we're also gonna remove more Phillips screws down here and right there to remove the upper assembly. That. Once again, you can push this button down here now that this area is exposed, and move the shift lever down. Pull this out like here, and there's a few more connectors to disconnect behind this pocket. Okay, right there. Okay, and we'll set this one. All right, place this aside, and we'll move these Phillips screws, one on the left and then also one on the right. Once we remove those two Phillips screws down here, let's go ahead and remove this top piece over here. So we're going to use a panel removal tool. I'm going to tuck it under here, just pull up. Alright, I was able to do it with my finger, but you may not be able to do so. So if you have a difficult time, just go ahead and just stick a panel removal tool. Just pull up, and there's two 10mm bolts. We're going to remove those two. And then on the bottom here, there's actually two 10mm bolts as well. We're going to remove those. And this whole radio assembly will be able to come out. All right, so we got those 4 10mm bolts removed. All right, and you'll just be able to pull it out like this. And then once you pull it out, lay a really thick towel right in front of it. And you're gonna set this on top of it. Okay, careful not to scratch anything inside your car while doing this. And if you look back behind the radio, you'll notice that there's some connectors. The connectors we'll be focusing on will be this one, and then the one under there. And then also this too. This is for a USB. So let's unplug them. Plug this. Just press down the release tab and then pull. Same for this gray plug, which is for USB. We'll unplug this and then we'll unplug this. Alright, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our kit and we're gonna daisy chain it behind it, okay? Alright guys, before we do so, take note of this sticker here. So this one says Pioneer on it. Pioneer is dip switch all off. If it's a Fujitsu 10, the dip switch setting is going to be different, and it's also going to require different firmware. So make sure we have that information before we sent it out to you. So it's very important that we know if it's a Fujitsu 10 or a Pioneer, and that's information that you can get if you get into your diagnostic mode, as we shown on our other video. Alright, going to our interface. So the dip switch is going to be all turned off. Here's our main connector here. So all these connectors that you see here is going to connect to the car. And then this over here will connect to this metal box here. Okay. And then on the other side of the metal box is the HDMI plug. And the HDMI plug will connect to this HDMI cable, which will connect to this plastic box. If you want to know the details on how to connect everything, just refer to the instruction manual. That's the most updated information because we did change our harness a few times ever since the original videos that we created and all the way up till now. Alright, so let me go ahead and connect all these guys together behind the radio, and then we'll go ahead and test the kit after that, make sure everything working, tidy it down, and reverse order what we just did. Alright guys, just finished installing the kit. I put all the panels back, just reverse ordered it. There's plenty of room behind the radio to mount those 2 boxes. It's preferably you could place it under it behind this area over here. There's a lot of room down there, so you won't have any issues with that. And once you have it installed, let me do a quick demonstration. So you want to be in auxiliary mode so you get sound for your turn-by-turn direction and so forth. You can technically be in other sources as well, but AUX is what you're supposed to be in. So there's 2 ways to get into CarPlay mode. One way is to get out of aux, pick like FM radio, and then go to aux, and it'll switch over to CarPlay mode automatically like this. And if you want to get out of it, you need to double press the power button, just as I did. Don't press it too fast, the radio won't register it. And then to go back in, just double press it again like that. And once you're in here, you could do things like listen to the radio and do so forth. And then your steering wheel control is going to work, so your up track is up and then your bottom track works as well. Your volume up and down will continue to work, you just don't see the change on it. And then one thing to notice is this double press that you're doing, this is actually a power button for your radio. So if you accidentally press it just one time, it's going to turn off the radio. You'll still see the counter go, but you won't hear any music. When that happens, just press it one more time. It'll turn your radio back on. Let me show you what happens if you're like in FM mode. Say that you want to listen to FM radio, and then you want to get into CarPlay mode. You can do so, you just don't hear the sound from CarPlay. You could use your turn-by-turn directions. You just won't hear the turn-by-turn voice prompt. But all the displays on the CarPlay will continue to work. Alright, so let me go ahead and get out of this. And then go back out, go back to aux, so I could hear the sound. Long press this is Siri. What's the weather, Siri?
It's currently cloudy and
Okay.
64 degrees.
And all your swipe motion is going to continue to work. Alright, turn this on. Oh yeah, we also have it connected here. So we're using the optional USB adapter, so we could utilize the factory USB cable to connect to our iPhone or Android device. Alright guys, well any other questions, drop a line below, or you can also email us at info@bsonicusa.com. Thanks for watching.